What if I told you that some of the world's most peaceful looking lakes are hiding terrifying secrets beneath their calm surfaces, from deadly gas explosions to entire villages swallowed whole? These lakes are anything but safe. Today we're diving into the mysterious lakes hiding disturbing secrets. Trust me, you'll never look at a lake the same way again. Imagine standing near a lake and suddenly, without warning, everyone around you just collapses and dies. Well, that happened in 1986 at Lake Nyos in Cameroon, when a mysterious explosion killed over 1,700 people and thousands of animals in just one night. The culprit was not a bomb, it was carbon dioxide. Lake Nyos sits above volcanic ground, and over time, CO2 seeped into the water, building up in enormous amounts. On August 21st, 1986, the lake suddenly released a massive cloud of gas that rolled silently over nearby villages. People and livestock suffocated in their sleep. Survivors described the horrifying scene of waking up surrounded by bodies with no idea what had just happened. To this day, scientists are still monitoring the lake and others nearby because another eruption of gas could happen at any time. Special pipes have been installed to vent the gas slowly, but the memory of that night makes Lake Nyos one of the deadliest lakes in the world. At first glance, Lake Baikal in Siberia is famous for being the deepest lake in the world, but the real mystery lies in what's been seen inside it. In 1982, 7 Soviet military divers were carrying out a training exercise in the lake's freezing depths. That's when they claimed they saw strange humanoid creatures wearing silver suits swimming far below them. When the divers tried to capture one of these beings, they were suddenly pushed violently to the surface by some unseen force. The rapid ascent caused decompression sickness, and tragically, 3 of the divers died instantly. Soviet officials recorded the incident, but the details were locked away in classified files, and since then, Lake Baikal has become kind of a hotspot for strange activity. Locals and tourists have reported glowing discs hovering over the water and sometimes plunging straight into it before vanishing. Scientists have offered explanations ranging from, optical illusions, natural gas bubbles, but the eyewitness reports are too consistent to dismiss entirely. Baikal may be hiding something a lot stranger than we can imagine. If you live in the southern United States, you've probably heard of Lake Lanier in Georgia. What most people do not realize is that this man-made lake has one of the highest drowning rates in the country. Many think the place is just cursed. The lake was built in the 1950s by flooding entire towns. Homes, businesses, cemeteries, even churches were swallowed by the rising water. Not every grave was relocated. To this day, divers report seeing eerie remnants of old structures and human remains under the surface. Over the years, Lake Lanier has claimed over 700 lives. Families speak of the ghostly hands grabbing swimmers, phantom boats appearing and vanishing, and strange whirlpools dragging people under. Some chalk it up to, booze, poor safety, but others are convinced the lake is haunted by the displaced dead. Whether you believe in curses or not, just the grim reputation of this lake has made it one of the most feared lakes in America. I love going to haunted places, but I don't know if I could swim in a lake with a bunch of dead people and graves under me. That'd be a little too creepy. Buried under 2 miles of solid ice in Antarctica, Lake Vostok is one of the most isolated places on Earth. Scientists only discovered it in the 1990s using radar imaging, and when they finally drilled through the ice to take samples, what they found was pretty crazy. The lake had been sealed off for at least 15 million years, creating an environment completely cut off from the outside world. When researchers examined samples, they found bizarre microorganisms that had never been seen before. These strange microbes seemed capable of surviving in conditions that should be impossible. The discovery raised questions not only about Earth, but about life beyond it. Microbes could thrive under Antarctic ice, and similar life could exist on icy moons like Europa or Enceladus. Still, secrecy around some of the research at Lake Vostok has led to some conspiracy theories. Some think scientists found more than they admitted, and that governments are keeping the true discoveries hidden. Lake Superior may look beautiful, but it's earned the nickname the graveyard of the lakes. Over 350 ships have sunk here, and more than 10,000 lives have been lost. One of the most famous tragedies was the SS Edmund Fitzgerald, which sank in 1975 during a violent storm. The ship vanished without sending a distress call. All 29 crew members died. To this day, no one knows exactly what caused it to sink so suddenly, but theories include structural failure, massive rogue waves, equipment errors. Divers who explore the lake describe ghostly wrecks preserved at the bottom, cabins still intact with dishes, shoes, and equipment left behind like it was frozen in time. The cold fresh water of Superior prevents decay, making it a haunting underwater museum of sorts. Every year, divers and historians uncover new wrecks, reminding us of the lake's deadly power. In northern Tanzania lies a lake so bizarre it looks like something out of a nightmare. Lake Natron is so alkaline and salty it can literally preserve animals like stone. The water is filled with minerals from nearby volcanic activity, making it caustic enough to burn human skin. Birds and bats that land on the water often die, and their bodies calcified, turning into these eerie statues. Photographer Nick Brandt famously captured haunting images of these animals, frozen in these grotesque, lifelike poses. Even the color of the lake is disturbing. Natron often turns a deep blood red because of the salt-loving bacteria that live in the water. Despite these conditions though, flamingos actually nest around the lake, using it as protection from predators. Lake Natron is both deadly and strangely life-sustaining, a contradiction that makes it one of the strangest lakes on Earth. While Lake Superior is known for its wrecks, Lake Michigan is infamous for something even stranger. Locals call it the Bermuda Triangle of the Great Lakes. This mysterious region stretches between Manitowoc, Wisconsin, Benton Harbor, Michigan, and Ludington, Michigan. Over the decades, countless planes and ships have vanished here without a trace. In 1950, Northwest Airlines Flight 2501 disappeared over the lake with 58 people on board. There was a massive search, of course, but no wreckage has ever been found. Fishermen and sailors report strange lights in the sky, compasses spinning all wildly, and ghostly ships appearing on foggy nights. Some think that unusual magnetic fields in the area may be the cause. Others point to sudden storms or underwater currents, but so many unexplained disappearances, the mystery of Lake Michigan's Bermuda Triangle remains unsolved. In 1980, workers drilling for oil in Louisiana unleashed one of the weirdest man-made disasters in history. By accident, they drilled into a massive salt mine under Lake Peigneur, and within minutes the entire lake started draining like water down a bathtub. The whirlpool was so powerful it swallowed 11 barges, a drilling platform, trucks, trees, nearly 65 acres of land. Whole sections of shoreline just vanished. Miraculously, every worker escaped alive though. Afterward, the freshwater lake was transformed. The disaster reversed the flow of a nearby canal, pulling salty water in from the Gulf of Mexico. Today, the lake looks ordinary, but its history is anything but. Under its calm surface lies the collapsed ruins of an entire salt mine, a reminder of how fragile the balance of nature can be when disturbed. High in the Himalayas lies Lake Roopkund, a small glacial body of water with one of the creepiest discoveries ever made. In the 40s, British explorers came across hundreds of human skeletons scattered around the shores and floating in the water. For decades, no one knew who these people were or how they died. Some believed they were victims of battle, others thought they perished in an epidemic, but modern DNA analysis revealed something even stranger. The skeletons date back over 1,000 years and actually come from different groups of people who died hundreds of years apart from each other. Even more shocking, a lot of the skulls showed signs of blunt force trauma, but not from weapons. The injuries were consistent with being struck by massive hailstones. Scientists now think hundreds of people were killed in a freak hailstorm, the remains preserved in the ice for centuries. Most people know Lake Tahoe is a beautiful vacation spot straddling California and Nevada, but under its sparkling blue waters is a bit of a dark story. For decades, rumors have spread that the mafia used the lake as a dumping ground for bodies. Divers claim they've seen perfectly preserved people in the depths, kept intact by the freezing cold water. Because Tahoe is incredibly deep, retrieving bodies from the bottom is nearly impossible. While law enforcement has never confirmed the mafia connection, former mob associates have hinted that Tahoe was a convenient place to get rid of problems. Locals whisper that beneath the tourist boats and the jet skis are secrets that will never float to the surface. The legend of Lake Tahoe adds a chilling edge to an otherwise stunning destination. With all that said, I've been your host James, and I will catch you, yes you specifically, next time.